Imagine the quiet whisper of change in the air, a subtle shift promising warmth after a long chill. Something truly profound might be unfolding this December. For months, we've walked a path of uncertainty. But now, a delicate hope, a potential interest rate cut, is beginning to shimmer on the horizon. What truly guides the hands at the Federal Reserve? What hidden currents are shaping the very future of our shared financial world? Every decision they make ripples through our lives. From our homes to our daily purchases, their choices echo with profound personal impact. And now, whispers from within the inner circle. Close allies of Fed Chair Powell are beginning to reveal a fascinating shift in perspective. These aren't shouts, but quiet, deliberate signals. Like leaves turning, they hint at a change of season for our economic landscape. They're not just observing, they're actively paving a path, a way forward that could lead to significant relief for so many. This journey is about seeing clearly, cutting through the noise. We'll objectively analyze these complex economic signals together. The economy speaks in a nuanced language, full of intricate patterns. We'll learn to listen to its subtle rhythms and deeper meanings. What could this mean for you, for me, for all of us? Understanding these shifts holds the key to navigating what comes next. A potential rate cut isn't just news. It's a glimmer of hope. It's about the tangible changes we might feel in our everyday lives. We're embarking on a journey together, a deep dive into the heart of these economic currents. Let's trace this path step by step. We'll unravel the subtle forces at play, the factors quietly shaping the world of finance. What truly drives these monumental decisions? Then we'll anchor ourselves in the concrete, the data, the numbers, the irrefutable evidence that tells an even deeper story. Finally, we'll look ahead, offering a thoughtful conclusion. What future might these signals be gently guiding us towards? Join me as we explore this pivotal moment. Together, we'll feel the delicate pulse of change and understand its true meaning. Beneath the surface of our bustling lives, unseen currents are always at play. These economic forces subtly guide the rhythm of our daily world, often without us even realizing it. To truly understand the whispers of change, we must delve deeper. We need to explore the intricate tapestry woven by history, numbers, and human decisions. Our journey begins by examining the grand economic stage. It's where global aspirations, individual struggles, and powerful policies all intertwine to shape our collective fate. Every choice made, every shift in policy echoes through communities. It touches homes, affects dreams, and reshapes the very foundations of our financial well-being. What hidden forces have nudged us towards this moment? What delicate balance of power and perspective is now setting the stage for potential shifts ahead? For generations, the Federal Reserve has been at the heart of it all. Its history is a testament to humanity's ongoing quest for economic stability amidst constant change. Think of the Great Depression, a period of profound struggle, where the Fed's early lessons were etched into the very fabric of our national memory, shaping future resolve. Then came the post-war boom, a golden era of prosperity. This period showed us the immense power of sustained growth, lifting countless families to newfound hopes. But stability is fleeting. The 1,970 seconds brought stagflation, a perplexing mix of stagnation and inflation, a challenging puzzle that forced the Fed to rethink its very approach. Paul Volcker's bold hand dramatically raised interest rates. It was a painful, necessary medicine, slowing the economy but ultimately taming the beast of rampant inflation. The dot-com bubble's burst reminded us that even innovation can create instability. Economic cycles reveal human optimism and the inevitable corrections that follow. And then, 2008. The financial crisis shook us to our core, a stark reminder of interconnected risks and the vital role the Fed plays as a last resort. In the aftermath, quantitative easing offered a lifeline. It was an unconventional path, designed to breathe life back into a struggling economy, a period of cautious hope Before the world paused, there was a period of relative calm, a sense of gentle progress, where many felt a quiet confidence in the economy's steady, predictable rhythm. Each moment, a brushstroke on the canvas of our economic history. Now, our attention turns to the immediate past, to the trends shaping our present reality. Lately, we've all felt it, haven't we? The subtle shift in prices, making daily necessities just a little harder to reach for many families. The whispers of inflation turned into a roar. From the bread we buy to the homes we seek, rising costs began to squeeze our household budgets more tightly. For so many, it wasn't just a statistic. It was the choice between one thing or another, a daily negotiation with a world suddenly demanding more for less. The world's delicate supply chains, once so reliable, faltered. A domino effect, where faraway events directly impacted the prices we saw at our local stores. Businesses faced a new challenge, the rising cost of making things. These input costs inevitably ripple through the economy, affecting every corner of our lives. And then the power of expectation. If we times believe times prices will keep rising, that belief can, itself, fuel the very inflation we fear. It's a delicate psychological dance. To counter this, the Fed began to act. A series of interest rate hikes, a deliberate cooling, hoping to bring the warmth of inflation back to a gentle simmer. The housing market, once red-hot, started to feel the chill. Higher borrowing costs meant a pause for many dreams, a moment of reflection for homeowners. Slowly, painstakingly, signs of change began to emerge. The pace of price increases started to ease, offering a fragile hope that the tide was turning. This disinflation, this gradual softening, is what we've been waiting for. It's the hopeful signal that the worst of the price pressures might finally be behind us. Yet, even as prices soared, something remarkable held strong. The job market, a pillar of resilience, defying predictions of widespread weakness. Unemployment remained remarkably low, a beacon of stability for countless families. The ability to find work provided a vital buffer against economic anxieties. This strong labor market has been a quiet strength, powering consumer spending and allowing many to weather the storm of rising costs with more confidence. And slowly, wages began to climb. For many, this meant a slight easing of the financial pressure, a glimmer of catching up to the cost of living. The dance between inflation and employment is delicate. A strong job market, combined with easing prices, creates a pathway for a softer landing, a gentler transition. But our economy doesn't exist in a bubble. It's a living, breathing part of a vast global network, influenced by distant shores and international breezes. Global trade, geopolitical tensions, and the economic health of other nations all cast their shadows. What happens far away often echoes right here at home. When other central banks raise or lower their rates, it creates ripples. Their choices can subtly influence capital flows and the strength of our own currency. Changes in global demand for goods and services can also play a pivotal role, affecting everything from manufacturing output to the cost of imported items. And then there are the unpredictable twists of global events. Conflicts, policy changes abroad, they all can send shockwaves through commodity markets, affecting our wallets. The strength of the dollar, for instance, matters deeply. A stronger dollar can make imports cheaper, subtly helping to cool domestic inflation pressures. Our domestic policy isn't an island. It constantly adapts, responding to these global pressures, trying to navigate a path towards stability for all of us. It's a delicate balance, trying to protect our own economy while acknowledging the vast, interconnected world around us. A continuous, thoughtful adjustment. Behind every decision are people, thoughtful individuals, wrestling with immense responsibility, weighing the nuanced data and the human impact of their choices. Fed officials, with their varying viewpoints, are constantly debating the path forward. Their insights, their concerns, shape the delicate balance of monetary policy. And then there are the market participants, investors, businesses, all trying to anticipate the next move. Their collective sentiment holds immense sway. Some argue for caution, fearing a premature easing could reignite inflation. Others, concerned about growth, advocate for quicker, more decisive action. It is this complex interplay of historical cycles, recent data, global pressures, and diverse perspectives that guides the Fed toward dovish shifts, a softer stance. These shifts aren't abrupt, they are thoughtfully paved, a gradual movement, carefully considered to create the most stable environment for our economy to flourish. All these factors converge, guiding us to this present moment. The stage is set, the path is illuminated, hinting at what may gently unfold in December. Sometimes we feel it before we understand it. That quiet whisper, the growing unease in our pockets. It's the cost of living, subtly shifting beneath our feet, making our hard-earned money feel a little lighter. The Consumer Price Index, or CPI, tries to capture this feeling. It watches the price of things we buy every day, from bread to fuel, a crucial measure of how much our lives truly cost. For a long time, we watched those numbers climb, reflecting the stark reality many families faced. Each tick upward, a quiet struggle, a re-evaluation of what's truly essential. Think of the grocery bill, the rent. Every increase in CPI wasn't just a statistic. It was a decision, a sacrifice, a moment where dreams felt just a little further away for so many. But there's another story, often quieter, the PCE index. This is the Federal Reserve's chosen measure, looking not just at what we buy, but how we adapt and what we truly spend. PCE is unique because it considers our choices. If steak gets too expensive, we might buy chicken. It reflects our flexibility, our ingenuity in navigating economic currents. It feels more human. Comparing CPI and PCE is like looking at the same landscape through different lenses. One shows the raw ascent, the other our adaptive journey. Both essential, both telling vital stories. Recently, these PCE numbers have offered a gentle sigh of relief, a gradual descent, hinting that the worst of the inflationary storm might be passing. A beacon of hope for weary hearts. When inflation slows, it means those simple pleasures, that small comfort, might become a little more accessible. It's not just a number, it's the quiet return of a little more breathing room. Ultimately, these metrics are about life, about the stability to plan, to dream, to simply live without constant fear of prices spiraling. They are a reflection of our collective well-being. Beyond prices, there's the rhythm of work, the heartbeat of our communities. How many hands are busy? How many dreams are being built through honest labor? The unemployment rate, a simple number, yet it carries so much weight. It tells us how many eager hands are searching, and how many have found their place, contributing to our shared tapestry. Each percentage point isn't just a statistic. It represents a story of resilience, a journey from searching to belonging, to providing, the profound dignity of meaningful work. And then job growth. New opportunities emerging like spring blossoms, promising fresh starts, new skills, and the chance to contribute. A quiet optimism in the air. Our economy is a mosaic of different sectors, each with its own rhythm. Some growing robustly, others finding their footing. It's a complex dance of progress and adaptation. The data shows a workforce that's not just enduring, but adapting, innovating, a profound testament to the spirit of the American worker, a collective strength that truly inspires. But what does all that effort bring? Wages are more than just numbers. They're the reward for our dedication, the fuel for our aspirations, and the foundation of our daily lives. We've seen steady increases, a gentle climb. Yet the question lingers, is it enough? Is it truly making a tangible difference in the lives of hard-working families across the nation? It's a constant balancing act. Are our wages growing faster than the cost of living, or are we just running to stay in place? It's the question on so many minds, day after day. For many, the struggle is real. Despite the numbers, the feeling of truly getting ahead remains elusive. It's a quiet determination, a constant stretch to make ends meet and then some. Wage growth isn't uniform. Some sectors thrive, others lag. It's a varied landscape, reflecting diverse journeys and differing challenges across our vast, vibrant economy. Then there's our collective spending, the very pulse of our economy. Every purchase, every decision, sending ripples through the marketplace. It's us, living our lives, shaping the future. Retail sales data offers a window into our collective confidence. Are we opening our wallets with optimism or holding back with caution? It reflects our mood, our hopes. Our spending patterns are a mirror. They reflect not just what we buy, but how we feel about tomorrow. Our belief in stability, our willingness to invest in our own joy and growth. We've seen a shift. Hasn't it been fascinating? Our habits adapting to new realities, prioritizing different things. It's a reflection of our resilience, our ability to pivot and change course. Behind every large economic number are millions of individual choices, simple acts of living. Each purchase, each saved dollar, a thread in the vast, intricate tapestry of our economy. And overseeing this intricate dance are the quiet guardians, the Federal Reserve. Their decisions ripple far and wide, touching every home, every dream, a heavy responsibility. Among them, Chair Powell's allies, their voices shaping the narrative, guiding the direction. Their subtle nods, their carefully chosen words hold profound significance for all of us. Their language isn't always direct. It's nuanced, layered. Like reading poetry, we look for the deeper meaning, the underlying intention, the hints of what might come next. Specific statements, seemingly small, become significant clues. They reveal the collective thinking, the delicate balancing act between caution and courage, hinting at future movements. They navigate a precarious path, ensuring stability without stifling growth. It's a dance of anticipation and restraint, where every word and every data point matters deeply. And so, we wait. For the signals to align, for the certainty to emerge. The anticipation builds, knowing that their next move could reshape our financial landscape, our very futures. All these threads, inflation, jobs, wages, weave together into a tapestry of human experience. They are not just numbers, but the heartbeat of our collective hopes, dreams, and daily realities. Within the quiet halls of power, where economic futures are sculpted, a gentle shift begins. Not a sudden storm, but a murmur. The Federal Reserve isn't a single voice, but a tapestry of perspectives, each thread pulling in a slightly different direction. Decisions here don't just echo in boardrooms. They ripple through the everyday lives of families, shaping their tomorrows. For some, the evidence for change began to bloom gently, suggesting that perhaps the time for caution was yielding to something new. The stubborn winds of inflation, once a relentless force, seemed to be softening, whispering promises of relief for struggling households. Data, cold and hard. Yet, for many, it spoke of a gentle decline, a quiet sigh of hope that prices might soon find a softer landing. These numbers aren't just statistics. They represent families catching their breath, perhaps daring to dream of a mortgage payment that feels lighter. But beyond inflation, a growing unease stirred. Were we risking cooling the economy too much, perhaps extinguishing its vital warmth? Among the voices, certain figures, allies of the chair, began to lean in, their arguments for a gentler path growing stronger. They weighed the risks, the delicate balance between fighting inflation and nurturing growth, advocating for a cautious, humane shift. The housing market, once a feverish rush, showed signs of cooling, a welcome respite for many, but a warning for others. Consumer spending, the very lifeblood of our economy, began to stabilize, suggesting a need for a less restrictive policy approach. Yet, across the waters, other voices warned of distant storms. The hawks saw dangers lurking beneath the calmer surface. They argued that inflation's embers still glowed too brightly, threatening to reignite if vigilance faltered even for a moment. For them, any premature loosening could unravel hard-won progress, leaving us vulnerable to old, painful economic wounds. It was a true clash of perspectives, each group believing their path offered the truest protection for our economic future. They urged patience, a firm hand on the tiller, ensuring that the economy wouldn't succumb to the siren song of early cuts. The journey was far from over. Doubts lingered, shadows on the landscape of recovery, reminding us of the fragility of prosperity. Meanwhile, outside the quiet rooms, the market held its breath, a vast, sensitive network interpreting every whisper, every gesture. Expectations began to solidify, fueled by subtle cues and hopeful readings, pointing towards a possible December shift. The Fed's forward guidance, a delicate art, sought to steer these expectations without causing undue turbulence or alarm. Every word, every carefully chosen phrase was meant to guide, to temper the market's enthusiasm or soothe its anxieties. This intricate dance between intention and interpretation shaped market sentiment, a delicate barometer of the economic mood. How these messages landed, how they were received, determined the market's pulse, its very belief in tomorrow. The Fed's communication strategy is more than just pronouncements. It's an ongoing conversation, a delicate balance of transparency. Through speeches, press conferences, and the quiet release of meeting minutes, a narrative slowly takes shape for the world. They seek to harmonize diverse views, to gently guide the collective understanding without stifling the nuanced opinions within. A single turn of phrase, a subtle emphasis, can send ripples of hope or trepidation across the vast economic landscape. This is where clarity meets ambiguity, where the need for directness contends with the wisdom of strategic, thoughtful signaling. It's about building bridges of understanding, connecting the intricate workings of policy to the everyday realities of life. All these elements, data, dissent, guidance, flow together, shaping the very currents of our economic destiny. They guide market sentiment, planting seeds of expectation that can either blossom into confidence or wither into uncertainty. And so, the path is slowly paved. The whispers of a potential December rate cut become clearer, echoing a profound shift in perspective. Our world, woven together by countless threads, a flutter here, a whisper there, and the entire fabric shifts. We are all connected, more than we often realize. Far beyond our own borders, the global pulse sometimes falters. Major economies, once vibrant, now show signs of a gentle, persistent slowdown. It's a quiet deceleration, almost imperceptible at first. A gradual easing, like a river slowing its current, impacting livelihoods across distant lands. From bustling ports to silent factories, the ripples spread. These aren't just numbers, they represent countless dreams, paused or put on hold. Then come the storms, geopolitical winds that sweep across nations. Unseen forces, yet deeply felt, adding layers of uncertainty to an already delicate balance. Conflicts far away, diplomatic whispers, or sudden shifts in power. Each event sends tremors, making the ground beneath our global economy less stable. And so, the Federal Reserve, entrusted with our nation's economic heartbeat, must consider more than just our shores. Their gaze extends far, far beyond. It's a constant balancing act. Domestic concerns weigh heavily, but now the world's burdens add significant weight to the other side of the scales. For the decisions made here in Washington don't exist in a vacuum. They echo in homes and markets, from Tokyo to Berlin, touching every corner. The calculus becomes infinitely more intricate. Every variable, every global whisper is folded into the complex equation guiding their choices. They stand at a crossroads where the paths of domestic stability and global interconnectedness meet. The path chosen impacts us all profoundly. Yet, our Fed is not alone in its vigil. Across oceans, other guardians of economic stability watch, ponder, and make their own crucial decisions. In the heart of Europe, the European Central Bank grapples with its own unique challenges, from diverse economies to complex political currents. They too see the slowdown, the murmurs of uncertainty. Their approach, a careful dance through the delicate tapestry of a multinational union. And in the land of the rising sun, the Bank of Japan navigates decades of deflationary pressures, a journey unlike any other. Each central bank faces a unique current, a different set of tides. Yet, their goals are often surprisingly similar: stability, growth, a steady hand. What one considers, another observes. What one fears, another hopes. It's a silent dialogue, a shared understanding of immense responsibility. Sometimes their paths diverge, a unique local necessity guiding their steps. Other times, their policies echo each other, a synchronous response to global forces. These comparisons aren't just academic, they paint a living picture. How one acts can subtly influence the decisions of another around the globe. A rate cut in the US, for instance, isn't just a domestic affair. It's a stone dropped into a vast, interconnected pond, creating ripples. Understanding these global companions helps us grasp the full weight of the Fed's choice. They are part of a larger global orchestra. Their individual actions contribute to a global economic climate, a collective effort, a shared aspiration for prosperity worldwide. Imagine that ripple. A US rate cut. What does it truly mean for the rest of the world, for markets far beyond our shores? International markets hold their breath, then adjust. A shift in the cost of money here can send gentle currents through exchanges everywhere. Currency valuations dance to a new rhythm. The dollar's strength, or its gentle easing, affects everything from trade to travel globally. Capital, ever seeking opportunity, reroutes its flow. Where returns are greener, where risk feels calmer, investment journeys onward. This shifting tide of capital can bolster growing economies or gently challenge those already struggling. A delicate, powerful force. Investor sentiment, a fragile bloom, is influenced by every whisper from the Fed. Confidence or caution spreads like a subtle fragrance. America's economic health and the Fed's decisions are truly global cornerstones. What happens here creates echoes in distant lands. Trade balances adjust. Exports become more or less appealing, subtly altering the fabric of commerce between nations. It's a grand, intricate ballet. Ultimately, these ripple effects aren't abstract. They touch real lives, real families, real dreams, from bustling metropolises to quiet villages. It's a shared future, intricately linked. The Fed's careful hand on the tiller guides not just our ship, but influences the entire fleet. As December approaches and decisions loom, we remember this profound interconnectedness. We are all part of this vast, breathing economic tapestry. As the whispers of change grow louder, we stand at a precipice. What if the Fed does act? What future will unfold from their decision, echoing through our lives? A potential December interest rate cut isn't just a number on a chart. It's a ripple, destined to touch every corner of our shared economic ocean. Let's peer into that potential future, envisioning the impact, sector by sector, on the very fabric of our daily existence and aspirations. Perhaps nowhere is the impact felt more acutely than in the dream of home ownership. A rate cut could breathe new life into that cherished dream. Imagine those daunting monthly payments suddenly feeling a little lighter. For many, that small shift could open the door they thought was closed. The joy of a first home or a new beginning. A lower rate might transform someday into today for countless aspiring homeowners across the nation. For sellers, too, a more active market, fueled by eager buyers, might mean quicker sales and a greater sense of confidence in their investments. The ripple extends to construction, inspiring new builds and renovations. More homes, more jobs, a gentle hum of progress in our communities. Families settling, neighborhoods growing, schools thriving. The economic heartbeat finds a rhythm, creating spaces where life can truly flourish. Yet, every wave has its undertow. We must also consider the delicate balance, ensuring affordability doesn't tip into unsustainable market exuberance. Now, let's turn our gaze to the markets, those vast, complex ecosystems where our collective dreams and fears often converge. Lower rates typically send a hopeful signal, making investments in stocks more attractive. Companies might borrow and grow, boosting their valuations. For businesses, a reduced cost of borrowing can fuel innovation, expansion, and the brave leaps that drive our economy forward into new frontiers. For individual investors, this might mean a renewed sense of confidence, a belief that their hard-earned savings are working diligently for them. It's about the feeling, isn't it? That pervasive sentiment that either encourages us to reach for opportunity or to guard our precious assets. Startups, the seeds of tomorrow's industries, could find it easier to secure funding, sparking new ideas and shaping future landscapes. But markets are also temperamental. This renewed enthusiasm could also spark overvaluation, creating a dizzying ascent that demands cautious steps. We watch, we learn, and we remember that every upswing eventually finds its balance. Patience and wisdom remain our truest guides. Beyond the headlines and boardrooms lies the heartbeat of our economy. Everyday consumers, making choices that shape their lives and ours. Lower borrowing costs might nudge us to open our wallets a little wider, perhaps investing in those things we've long dreamed of owning. Imagine the relief. Credit card interest, car loans, personal loans, all potentially becoming less burdensome. A sigh of relief for so many households. From that long-awaited family vacation to a simple dinner out, our desire for experiences can become more attainable, fueling joy and connection. Small businesses, the vibrant arteries of our communities, often benefit immensely, finding it easier to invest, hire, and flourish. It's in these small, everyday moments of spending that the economy finds its pulse, reflecting our collective well-being and confidence. Yet, too much enthusiasm, too much money flowing too freely can lead to its own challenges, especially the quiet, insidious rise of inflation. It's a delicate dance, always striving for that sweet spot where growth is sustained without eroding the value of our hard-earned money. So, what have we truly discovered on this journey? The tapestry of our economy is woven with threads of anticipation and careful consideration. The path laid by allies of Fed Chair Powell has indeed made a December rate cut a tangible, even probable, reality on the horizon. We've seen how this seemingly small adjustment could unlock profound shifts, from the homes we live in to the dreams we invest in. It's a dance between supply and demand, confidence and caution, all influenced by the invisible hand of monetary policy guiding our collective journey. The Fed's decision is more than just a policy adjustment. It's a profound statement about the nation's economic health and its future trajectory. The underlying momentum, the data points we've explored, all suggest a growing confidence in the economy's resilience and capacity for growth. An optimistic outlook, carefully tempered by awareness of potential pitfalls, is slowly but surely taking hold in the minds of many. But the journey of understanding never truly ends. Even with clarity, new questions emerge, inviting us to delve deeper into complexities. Can we truly achieve sustained growth without igniting the embers of inflation? It's a delicate balance the Fed constantly strives to maintain. How will this domestic decision resonate on the global stage, influencing economies far beyond our borders and affecting interconnected markets? And what of the trust, the confidence that underpins everything? Will the public truly feel the benefits, or will anxieties persist? These aren't just academic puzzles. These are the profound questions that shape our livelihoods, our dreams, and the legacy we build for tomorrow. The future of monetary policy is not a fixed destination, but a continuously flowing river, always adapting, always presenting new vistas. In every adjustment, every shift, there is hope for greater stability, for more opportunity, and for a brighter economic tomorrow for all. We are nurturing the seeds of recovery with careful hands and watchful eyes, understanding the profound impact of every policy decision. It's a symphony of complex forces, where every movement by the conductor, the Fed, resonates deeply within the lives of us all. To truly grasp these dynamics, is to understand the heartbeat of our collective future and how each decision shapes our shared human experience. May we always approach these complex questions with an open mind, an empathetic heart, and a genuine desire to build a more prosperous world. Thank you for joining this journey. If this discussion resonated, please subscribe to a leading analysis channel and share your thoughts in the comments below.